My people, how una day? Look, today we need to talk about something really, really important. Something that affects pretty much everyone with a bank account in Nigeria. We're talking about this whole next of kin business. And trust me, what you think it means and what the law actually says, they are two completely different things. And that confusion, it can cause serious problems for your family and your money.
Okay, let me ask you this question straight up. You go to the bank, you open an account, you fill that form, and in that little box that says next of kin, you put your wife's name, your first son's name, maybe your brother. Now, if God forbid something happens to you, can that person just waltz into the bank, show ID, and collect your money? I mean, that's the whole point, That's what we all believe. Well, you might want to sit down for this next part.
My people, the answer is a big, fat no. Seriously, the gist you hear on the street is that your next of kin automatically gets your bank balance. Easy peasy. But the truth, the actual law says your next of kin has absolutely no automatic right to your money. Zero. Instead of just walking into the bank, they have to go through a whole legal process called probate. That's a massive, massive difference.
So, you're probably wondering, then what does next of kin even mean? Well, in the eyes of Nigerian law, it's simple. It just means your emergency contact. That's it. Think of it like when you registered your child in school and they ask for someone to call in an emergency. The bank just needs a contact person if something happens. It's an administrative term, for paperwork. It has absolutely nothing to do with inheritance.
And look, don't just take my word for it. This isn't me just giving my own opinion. This is coming directly from the Nigerian Court of Appeal. They actually ruled on this very matter. And I'm quoting them now. The term next of kin merely serves as a contact reference. You see, it's just a reference point, a name and phone number. That's all. The bank is legally not allowed to hand over your money based on that alone.
All right, so we've established that the whole next of kin thing doesn't work the way 99% of us thought it did. So that leads to a very important question, doesn't it? If the person you named can't get the money, then who does? And how in the world do they get it?
Oh yeah, let's break it down. The law has basically two master keys that can legally unlock a deceased person's bank account. You need one of these two things from a court. The first one is called a grant of probate. This is what you get if the person left a valid will. The second one is letters of administration. This is what you get if the person died without a will. Without one of these two official court documents, that money is locked up tight. It's not going anywhere.
But hold on a minute. I know what some of you are thinking. You've seen those messages on WhatsApp, right? The ones that go viral on Facebook talking about a special payable on death or POD form. The story is that you can just fill this form at your bank and boom, your chosen person gets the money, no stress, no lawyers. So, is there any truth to that?
My people, let me be very, very clear. It's no de work. I'll say it again. That payable on death thing is not valid in Nigeria. It's a system they use in other countries, like the US, that has somehow crept into our social media gist. Here in Nigeria, it has zero legal backing. Any bank trying to make you fill a POD form for inheritance, well, they're not telling you the truth.
And let me tell you exactly why it doesn't work. Our laws, especially the big one for banks, the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act, or BOFIA, they don't recognize it. There's no space for it. The Central Bank of Nigeria has made it clear that all banks must follow proper estate law. And what does that mean? It means going through the probate process we just talked about. So that POD form, in Nigeria, it's basically just a piece of paper with no power.
Okay, so now let's get serious. Let's talk about the wahala of getting this wrong. Because this isn't just some small administrative error. No. Believing in this next of kin myth can cause real, serious trouble for the exact people you were trying to protect.
And this wahala, it can get really ugly. First, your family, who might desperately need that money for funeral costs or just to survive, will face crazy delays trying to get it. We're talking months, even years. Second, it causes bitter fights. Uncles, cousins, everybody starts fighting over who should get the money. And the worst part, your hard-earned money could be lost completely.
Lost? How? Well, look at this number. 10 years. That's the magic number. The law says that if a bank account is dormant and nobody makes a proper legal claim for 10 years, the bank is required to transfer that money to the Central Bank of Nigeria. And let me tell you, once your money goes into that government account, trying to get it back is a whole different level of wahala. Okay, I know this all sounds pretty scary, but don't worry. Now that we know the problem, let's talk about the solution.
You're probably asking, so how do I do this the right way? How do I protect my money? And more importantly, protect my family from all this stress? Good question. Let's get into it.
All right, there is one major exception to this probate rule, and it's important you know it. It's called a joint account. But, and please listen carefully, this is a very big but, it only works if you set it up correctly. When you open the account, you have to tell the bank you want a right of survivorship. That is the magic phrase. It means if one of you passes away, the other person automatically gets everything in the account. No probate. But if you don't have that magic phrase in your bank document, you're right back where you started.
So let's lay out the correct path. It's really just 3 simple steps. Number 1, and this is truly the best thing you can do, make a valid will. It's the clearest instruction you can possibly leave behind. It makes everything faster and smoother. Number 2, if you want to use a joint account, do it the smart way. Make sure that right of survivorship is written in black and white. And number 3, and this is so important, please, I'm begging you, talk to your family. Tell them how this stuff actually works. Educate them.
Look, if you forget everything else I've said today, please just remember this one thing. Next of kin is for contact, not for cash. I'll say it again. Next of kin is for contact, not for cash. It's the person the bank calls, not the person the bank pays. It's as simple as that.
And so, I want to leave you with one final question. A question you really need to ask yourself tonight. Now that you know the truth, now that we've separated the street gist from the actual law, is your family really protected? Or have you unknowingly set them up for a world of wahala? Think about it.
I really hope this explainer has been helpful and has cleared up a lot of confusion. If you found it useful, please do us a favor. Like and follow our page. We're always dropping more explainers like this to help you understand the things that matter. Until next time, stay safe and stay informed.